I entered a 100 kilometre ultra marathon with the strong possibility of a DNF. If we're going to run 84 out of 100 kilometres, if we're going to DNF, if we're going to put ourselves through that, we want to come out with some answers. In this video, we're going to cover the 3 most important things I learnt and the solutions. Downhills. This is the big banger for me. It's the downhills that smash my legs, that destroy the quads, that get me to a state where my legs just don't function properly. I become a hobbling mess. It's not just steep downhill. It's not just going down long. It's like you're jumping down step to step, jumping down to the next one and the next one. Over 100 kilometres, that adds up. Number 2 on my list is attrition. And by attrition, I'm talking about we all slow down in an ultra typically. This lap is taking me forever. Lately, over the last few years, I found that my drop off in pace of when that really starts to happen, it's massive. I don't go from just running a certain pace to running a little bit slower. I'll go way down. It's like dropping off the edge of a cliff. It costs a lot of time, and it's not as simple as I just run too fast at the start, blow up, and then can't hold it. This is something I really want to fix. Number 3 on the list, it's getting tired. And this isn't so much about the race itself. It's about training. Previously in my younger days, around in my early 20s, I got relatively good for me by doing lots and lots of training. It was the volume that made me better. And nowadays, I can't do that. I'm older, I'm in my late 40s, 47 at the moment. I'm finding I'm not getting better. I'm training, putting in the work, I'm putting in effort. I'm not getting the results. So now we look for solutions. Right, the downhill solution. Now we could say it's as simple as I need to do more downhill, need to run harder downhill, just increase that. But on its own, that's a good, quick way to get injured. I'm going to take 2 main approaches here. Number 1, I'm going to do some strength and conditioning. So hit the gym, hit the weights, do a lot of work focusing on the eccentric contractions, force absorption. It's the landing where I'm going to focus the effort, going to extend the landing, have the ability for my legs to absorb the shock of dropping downhill or big steps. And the second is I am going to incorporate the downhill in my long runs. I'm going to run the long runs normally for the first part, but in the last 30 to 60 minutes, when my legs are already tired, I'm going to really focus on that technique, on that ability to lean forward, use gravity, get the speed up, and run fast downhill. And by leaving it late into the long runs, then I'll be able to gauge to a certain extent where the fatigue is, how much the runs have beaten my legs up, and I can adjust. So I'm not going to do it early in the runs and smash my legs up too much and then try and survive the rest of that run. You could argue the method to stop slowing down at the races is just get fitter, but I don't think it's quite as simple as that. There's a few more elements that go into this. One is getting conditioned for the downhills so that I can handle the downhills and they don't obliterate my legs as much. That's one part. But the other side of it is the way I run, how I get used to it, maybe a bit of a mindset, that ability to really hone in on what my pace and technique is. And if I get it right, then I can do those last couple of intervals a bit faster. The other angle that I'm going to attack this at is I'm going to bring some pace into the long runs. I've done a lot of my long runs in the past really slow. You know, that zone 1, zone 2, being really concerned about where the heart rate is, making sure everything's nice and slow, and it's about getting time on feet. And while there's a place for that, What I find is I'm not mimicking what I can do in the race or what I do choose to run in races. I need more practice at race intensity, efforts and speeds. I'm going to condition my legs to be able to run at the paces I expect to run during the race. And the solution to getting tired from training without getting the results. My body isn't what it used to be. 2 decades on, I don't recover anywhere near as well. But I have to appreciate I've got 25 plus years of endurance training. I've got a lot of volume in the past. To get improvement, I actually need a bigger stimulus. So the mistake I've been doing is stimulus has been there and it's been gradually trying to push it along and I'm not recovering. So 1, I need harder, bigger interval sessions. My long runs, I'm aiming to add a fair bit of distance, add in some pace and add the downhill work. You want the body to go, right, is that what you're expecting from me? That's big. It's like a insult to the body and it goes, I don't want that to happen again. I need to get better. So it's going to compensate for it, get back up to the level to handle it and hopefully go and add that little bit more. How do I recover? Big session. Then really take it easy, really recover. Have a day off, have a super easy recovery session, have a really easy run, maybe tick the legs over a little bit more. Then when I've recovered, that's when I add the next session. So I might go from intervals, recover, long run, recover, intervals again, and keep alternating. Lower volume of training, but the harder sessions are going to be bigger, they're going to be closer to what I want in the race, and with some luck, I'm going to get better every couple of weeks. And maybe, just maybe, not feel as tired because the recovery is better. And that's what I got out of entering a race and DNFing it. I learnt a lot about where my fitness was. I learnt about my body and it's actually got me really excited about my training leading into the Great Ocean Trail Ultra. Now if you found this video has helped, click that like button. If you think someone else is interested, let them know about it. But otherwise, send me your comments. Ask me any questions where I wasn't clear. And in the meantime, keep on running.